Yo, what's going on guys? This is how I beat the Triple Draft Global Tournament in Clash Royale. Alright, hopping right into it, I'm gonna go with my Poison here in a second, I think. I feel like Poison's probably the best spell in Draft, pretty much. Then I'm gonna go with Dark Prince here, very solid card, and he does have Goblin Drill as a win condition, so Dark Prince should be very good against that. I'm gonna go with my RG here, just because it's a very solid win condition. Dark Goblin's also quite good in Draft, but I'm gonna pick Mega Man because it kind of synergizes better with the RG. Also, Skarmy's extremely good if they don't have Zap in their deck. And I think I'm gonna go with Arrows here in a second. They're pretty good against like guards and firecrackers and all of that kind of weird stuff. He does have E-Drag as an option there, so I think I have to go with my E-Ways here. Don't want to go with the Inferno Dragon if he kind of has that option of E-Drag. I'm just gonna go with Cannon Cart here, I think, just to like counter his bowlers pretty well if he does end up choosing that. Alright, so hopping in the first match, we're going to be up against Boss, who's one of the best players in the game, so it should be a very nice match here. He's going to kind of cycle my arrows first play, and he has that Firecracker in his deck, which I was kind of expecting, so that's really good for us that we have the arrows to kind of counter it very easily. Should be able to get our King Tower activated here against this Firecracker, always really nice to do that. I'm not sure which win condition he chose, but I kind of expect it to be Goblin Drill, because I feel like Drill's really just the best win condition. I'm actually going to go with the really aggressive RG right here, right at the bridge. We'd have the Cannon Cart kind of on the field still, so it should be able to hopefully like kill whatever units he uses there. He does have a Sparky in his deck, so it's very good that we chose E-Ways to kind of reset it. But I'm not even sure if we need the E-Ways here. Mega Man should be able to handle it pretty well. So yeah, seeing the Sparky, I'm not really too sure what it could be. It could be like a Giant deck potentially, because Giant Sparky is a pretty good combo. But we do have E-Ways and stuff like that, so I'm not really too scared. He does have Goblin Drill, actually pretty interesting by him. But yeah, as I said, like really good that we chose Dark Prince against his drill, because it's like really good to have our Dark Prince for all of his Goblin Drills, and also get very good counter push for us right here. He's probably gonna have to spend something on it. He'll go with the Valkyrie right there. So in Triple Draft, you really just want to choose very solid cards. You don't really know what your opponents are always going to be choosing, because sometimes they kind of try to like throw you off guard, but as long as you have like a pretty solid deck, you should be looking good. I'm gonna go with the RG right at the bridge here. Perfect timing as well, since he went with the Firecracker in the back right there. The reason why I'm being pretty aggressive here is because I know we already have our King Tower activated, so we're not really going to struggle too much on defense, and it's really easy to counter his Goblin Drills and his Sparkies for us, so that's why I'm being maybe a little bit more aggressive than you guys normally would want to be. And yeah, Cannon Cart will just barely stay alive there. He won't really have to play anything into it, but it's still going to kind of block up the lane for quite some time right here. So yeah, off to a pretty good start here. You have a pretty big lead, and he's not really playing too much, so I'm just going to cycle my Skarmy right at the bridge here, hopefully force out something. I can't really push straight into a Spark, so I kind of just have to poison it right now and try to hopefully just like wait for it to cross the bridge to kind of kill it with all of our units. I'm gonna have to go with like an early E-Ways here. Don't really want to save it too long because I don't want to cycle my Dark Prince or like leave too much elixir. He'll Fireball it. Should be okay, I think. We can kind of just go with this Skarmy off to the side just to block it a little bit. Yeah, really good Skarmy. Then we have quite a few counter pushing units, so I think we'll go with another RG right here. RG is just so good in this Triple Draft mode. I feel like it's really easy to break through with it unless your opponent has like the perfect counters. Okay, kind of tried to like predict guards or something right there with our arrows, but it didn't really work out. Doesn't really matter either way though, we're just gonna kind of poison him out right here, and RG got so much damage, so honestly this match was really just decided by a really good card picks right at the start of the match. That's sometimes what happens in draft mode, so very well played by us here. And he's probably just gonna give up right now, so we can hopefully take his second tower. Probably not enough time though, so that would be a good game. Alright, hopping in the next match, I'm going to choose my Tombstone. I feel like it's always really good to have a building in Triple Draft. And since we already have the Tombstone, I think we don't really need to go with a Tesla or anything like that. So I think I'm going to go with the Royal Recruits right here, just for like a bit of better pressure. He does have the option of a bowler, so I might just choose Cannon Cart to hopefully counter his bowler pretty well. And it's pretty tough to decide between Zap or NATO, but I think I'm going to go with the NATO here just for like the King Tower activation. It's really good to always have NATO in your deck whenever you have the chance. I'm going to go with Minions here just to hopefully have a little bit of a better offense against him. I need to have the option of a Mother Witch, so I'm going to choose Fireball over Poison this time. I'm going to go with Zappies here. They pair really well with Royal Recruits, and also Royal Hogs do pair really well with Royal Recruits, so I'm going to go with them here. Should be a pretty good deck right now. Alright, so I think I'm just going to go with my Tombstone right here. Don't really have the best start in hand. Just going to kind of see what he's using here. So he does have Mother Witch in his deck, which is pretty nice for us that we chose our Fireball over like a Poison. Would have been way harder to really stop that if we had a Poison instead of that Fireball. He could have probably got like 10 piggies out of that Tombstone if we had Poison in our deck. He does have Firecracker as well. I kind of always love to see Firecracker in Triple Draft. It's always like a free King Tower activation, to be honest. Yeah, kind of play my Cannon Cart a little bit early here, so I'm not sure if we can activate the King. He does actually go with the Lightning on it though. I think that may activate our King Tower. Yeah, it does get the King Tower activation. That's really good for us. I'm gonna go with my Royal Recruits here since he spent so much Elixir on his Lightning and Firecracker right there. Should be up like a good few Elixir right now. Okay, he does have Bomb Tower here. That's definitely really bad to see for us. It's pretty much the best counter to Royal Recruits, but we can still hopefully make something work. You're gonna kind of pressure with minions. Okay, that's really unfortunate he has Royal Delivery as well. That's a really good counter to our minions. So by the looks of it, it's probably going to be a pretty tough matchup right here. We can definitely outplay him. And he just wasted his Bomb Tower there on our Recruits, so I don't really think he has anything for our Royal Hogs. He does have Xbow though, so I'm going to have to waste my Royal Hogs here in the Xbow instead of pressuring with them. That still should do a pretty good job against it. We do have Cannon Cart in our deck, which is always really nice against Xbow decks, but I'm just going to settle for a Fireball here just so we have it in cycle for his next Xbow. And Zappies might get like one shot in his tower right there. So he's in the lead a little bit from the start, but I think we can counter his Firecracker with just a NATO right here. Kind of want to save my Tombstone for his like ground targeting units. I don't really think we need our NATO for anything in his deck, so probably going to be better to kind of just use it whenever we need to. He does have a Hunter in the back right here. I don't want to go with the Cannon Cart because I know we could just Lightning it if we go with the Cannon Cart, so I'm going to be a little bit more passive here and probably just go with like a Tombstone and it kind of crosses the bridge a little bit more. He does go with a really aggressive Bomb Tower right there. I'm not really too sure why. Okay, he's going to go with the Bomb Tower plus the Xbow here. Pretty interesting combo by him. I think our Cannon Cart should do a very good job though. He does spend the Mother Witch too. And he has like no Elixir to stop our Royal Hogs in the left lane right here, so she'll get a lot of damage I think. And that was just an insane Cannon Cart, like pretty much stopping his entire like 14 Elixir push right there. That's super good for us. And we just barely pick up the damage lead right now, so that's definitely a very nice spot to be in. It's pretty hard to kill his Firecrackers, though we do have Fireball, but it's not really the best spell against Firecracker. Can't really like arrow it down or anything, so it could be pretty hard to deal with him. I'm gonna go with a pretty high Cannon Cart here. I know it's not gonna hit the Bomb Tower right away, but should be able to kind of cross the bridge little by little and hopefully snipe it down. They're gonna kill it pretty well there. His Firecracker is being a little bit annoying right here, so I'm gonna spend my Zappies as well, just make sure it doesn't stay on the board for too long. Should be a pretty good Fireball here in his Hunter, as well as his Mother Witch. He's got a few Hoggies out of that, but I think our Tombstone should deal with it pretty well. So as long as we make sure we defend well, I think we might be okay here to get a little bit of damage every so often with our Royal Hogs and stuff like that. Yeah, really good Cannon Cart there. I don't really think he has any tank in his deck like a Knight or anything like that, so we're able to defend pretty well against his Xbows each time. We also have Royal Recruits if we ever needed to on defense. Unfortunately, his Firecracker somehow stayed alive right there. That's pretty unfortunate for us. Gonna kind of kill our minions, but still gonna force out the Mother Witch as well, which is pretty nice here. I'm gonna go with my Royal Recruits. I don't want to waste a Fireball on his Mother Witch since it's already kind of crossing the bridge by now. Should be able to defend his Hoggies pretty well right there. He's gonna give us a really good Fireball on his Bomb Tower and Firecracker. Definitely gonna take it right there. He's spent his delivery too, so I'm gonna pressure for my Royal Hogs right here. I'm not really sure if he can actually stop it. Okay, he's gonna go with the Bomb Tower right there. Should be able to hopefully break through though, because he kind of used it right on top of the Royal Hogs, so not really gonna be as effective. And that's a ton of damage on his tower. Pretty much just need like 2 more Fireballs to win, I think. Okay, Zappy doesn't actually get the last shot there, but still pretty good for us. Unfortunately, gonna kind of have to spend my Cannon Cart against his Mother Witch right there. It's doing absolute work against our deck. He's gonna give us a pretty good Fireball on his Hunter, so I'm definitely gonna take it. Maybe we'll pressure the X4 right now. I'm just gonna play my Royal Recruits, make sure he can't really get anything going. And I think like a NATO and a Fireball might be able to finish him off, but I'm just gonna pressure with a set of Royal Hogs here just for good measure since he wasted his Bomb Tower. And that would be a good game. Alright, so jumping in the next match here, I think I'm gonna go with a Mega Minion just to like counter his possible card choices. It's a pretty tough choice between Golem and Graveyard. I think I'm gonna go with the Graveyard though, just for a little bit more reliable tower damage. I'm gonna go with a Fire Spirit here, really good to apply a lot of pressure for 1 Elixir. Also, Fisherman is really good to kind of activate your King Tower and pull units across the arena, so that should be pretty nice for us. I need to have the option of a Mortar, so I'm gonna pick a Cannon Cart just to like counter that. It's also a pretty hard choice between the Magic Archer and Inferno Dragon, but since he does have the option of Zappies, I think I'm gonna go with my Magic Archer right here. We have to go with Zap just to like kill any swarms he might use in our graveyard. Also, it's a pretty hard choice once again against either the Poison or the Earthquake. I kind of want to go with Earthquake just to counter his Mortar, but at the same time I feel like Poison's probably going to be a little bit better here to like counter his like Witches or Wizards or anything. So that should be a pretty good deck. Alright, hopping in the next match, we have a pretty good Graveyard deck. I don't really have the best starting hand though, so I'm going to have to play my Fisherman right here. I'm not really too worried though. I'm pretty sure he has like some type of Mortar deck most likely, seeing that he had like pretty bad win condition choices. So I'm not really afraid to play my Fisherman here. Gonna poison his Archers, should be a pretty free few hundred tower damage. And somehow our Fisherman just yeeted his Bandit completely right there. I'm not really too sure how that happened. Should be able to get a really good Fire Spirit here, I think, against his Skelly Barrow. Yeah, super nice Fire Spirit right there. And yeah, he does have Archers in his deck for our Graveyard, so definitely not going to be the easiest matchup, but we do have poison for them, so should be able to still break through, hopefully. Really good magic archer here, but I'm going to kind of pick off his zappies very nicely right there. He's still going to have to respond to it probably with something. He's going to go with arrows on it. I feel like this graveyard deck doesn't really have the best synergy like with the quick cycle or anything, but it does have quite good cards, so I think we should be looking pretty good here. We're in a pretty good damage just from that early fisherman somehow like eating his bandit. He'll go with archers in there. He's still going to have to spend something on our fisherman. He's going to spend the bandit right there. I'm probably going to have to spend my cannon cart on it. And then we can defend his skelly barrel pretty easily with just like a fire spirit. Going to take pretty much no damage from it, I think. And since he spent his archers here, I'm going to go with a graveyard. He doesn't really have any good graveyard counters in hand, I think. Can also zap to kind of reset his tower onto the skeletons instead of our Mega Minion. Yeah, really good Mega Minion. Gonna get a lot of value against his prince right there. And we get some tower damage, and I think Mega Minion might get one shot as well. Yeah, super good for us right there. We pretty much just eliminated his entire counter push before it even really crossed the bridge right there, so that's very good for us. Since I have mortar here, I'm gonna go with my magic archer, and I don't want to spend my cannon cart if I don't have to. But he does go with the fireball, so I'm gonna spend it anyways. Pretty good bandit by him. Probably gonna get a little bit of damage on our tower, but still gonna be overall okay, I'd say. Yeah, we have to definitely look out for his archers against our graveyards later on in the game, so we have to kind of be aware that we don't have the best offense against him because of his archers, so we're gonna have to make sure we get a pretty good damage lead. I'm already in a little bit of a damage lead, but not really as much as I'd like to be in. I'm gonna kind of block his more with the fire spirit. They can also get the cannon cart off on it. I was kind of thinking he would try to fireball our magic archer again, so I just went with the cannon cart just to be safe right here. Gonna do a really good job against his bandit. Really good fisherman against his prince. I didn't even choose fisherman just to counter like tanks and stuff. I also use it just to counter his princes and like everything like that. That's why I decided to choose it in my deck. Gonna push for the fire spirit here. Should do a really good job at baiting something out. He's gonna go with a pretty high mortar right there. Should be a free cannon card for us. We can also go with the magic archer just to kind of like line up with his zappy and tower. He's gonna fireball, but it's still gonna get one nice shot on his tower. Gonna be a 4-for-4 trade right there. So that's really good for us to always get like the even elixir trade and a little bit of damage. Can also fire spirit to kind of pull his bandit towards the center. Really good fisherman, kind of cleaning up everything. Then I'm gonna go with the graveyard right here just to get a little bit more chip damage. I know he has archers in cycle. We do have poison as well for them. Should be able to get some damage here, I hope. A couple skeletons are gonna kind of hit his tower. Really good for us right here. And I think we should be pretty fine on defense. We have like fishermen for his princes. We have like cannon carts for his mortars. So I don't really see how he's gonna break through here. We'd also have like the zap for his skelly barrel each time. I'm gonna just zap it like to make sure we don't like miss time or anything like that. And yeah, really good defense. He can't really go Saiyan as us too well because we have like the magic archer which can kind of line up on his tower if he tries to go with mortars in the same lane. Gonna magic archer on his archer right there. Kind of mess it up a little bit though. Might be like a second early right there. So didn't actually line up on his tower, but still pretty okay by me to be honest. Gonna cannon cart here as well. Magic archer will get a couple shots on his tower right there. He'll go with the mortar it looks like. I think he'll go with like a magic archer. He's gonna go with the archers there though, so can't really play my magic archer right away. Fisherman should do a good job there. We can go with the late magic archer. Now gonna get a couple of shots in his tower, I think. Yeah, really nice 2 shots there. Cannon cart is doing good damage in the left lane right there. And yeah, can just zap this to also reset the prince charge right there. I think Naked Graveyard should be able to take this here since he wasted his archers on offense. Also poison should seal the deal. So really nice win here, and that'll be a good game. Alright, in the next match here, I think I'm going to go with the Ghost right here. We could also go with the Miner, but I feel like Ghost is a little bit better just to get pretty good pressure on the field. Gonna go with Log as well as a Tombstone here, kind of just rushing through this time. Gonna pick Cannon Cart as well, really solid card in draft. Fireball's always pretty much the best spell here. I think we might have to go with the Musketeer here. We already have the Tombstone for distraction, so we don't really need like a Lich or anything. Goblin Drill's a very solid win condition in draft, so it should be nice for us here as well. I'm gonna play Bats here as well, just for like a quicker cycle. Alright, so hopping right into it, I'm pretty happy with this deck. I feel like it's quite a good deck. Has pretty good synergy with like the different cards and like the Ghost to kind of bait out different tank units, and then like the Goblin Drill could kind of pressure after that and like kind of capitalize on them wasting their units on your Ghosts. So he's gonna have Dark Prince here. Pretty bad to see Dark Prince, to be honest. It's really good against Goblin Drill. It's not the happiest to see that. We do have Royal Ghost, which will always do a pretty good job of baiting it out, hopefully. He'll go with the Ram Rider in the back right. We don't have any good counter to it in cycle like a Tombstone or something, so I might have to spend like a defensive Goblin Drill. Just gonna drill here on defense just to be careful. We maybe could have Fireballed on instead, but I just want to be extra safe with our control right here. He does have Earthquake in his deck. Not really too sure how I feel about that. It's gonna be pretty good against our Tombstones, but we do also have some pretty other good defensive options too, so it shouldn't really be the end of the world. Gonna have to Cannon Cart his Bandit, unfortunately. Really good Cannon Cart though, since he wasted his Tornado there on the Bats. he'll have to spend his guards here. So he does have plenty of counters to us, but we do have a pretty solid deck overall, so I'm not really too worried anyways, because even if he does have counters to us, we should still be able to hopefully outplay him a little bit. And yeah, the Ghost is going to force out that Dark Prince there, so I don't know if we can stop like a drill right now. I'm going to play my Log right here, and we can probably go with like a drill here once we hit like pretty much full elixir. We also have Fireball, which works pretty well with drill decks. We can always like Fireball his units off of our Goblin drills. The only unit we can't really Fireball off of is going to be the Dark Prince, but he doesn't have any Dark Prince in cycle, so we should get a lot of damage here, hopefully. He does have Wizard though. Wizard does do a pretty good job against Goblin drill. It's still going to get like 2 Goblin stabs on his tower, so that's a pretty nice win overall, I'd say. I'm going to go with the low card here, real quick, kind of finish off his Bandit as well as his Wizard. He'll go with the Ram Rider in the opposite, and I think this Cannon Card might be able to pull his Ram Rider. Yeah, really good Cannon Card right there. For some reason he goes with the NATO. I think he was like not expecting the Cannon Card to die right there, so that's really nice for me that it kind of pulled the Ram Rider still. And also kind of Prediction Log there on his guards. Should be able to get 1 Royal Ghost hit because of that. Yeah, really nice for us. We need to take like any chip damage we can get, because it's pretty hard to break through with our drill against like his Dark Prince and his guards and stuff like that. Okay, Goblin won't get any damage right there. He's going to defend fully with the Dark Prince, but should be able to counter it pretty well with our Cannon Card here. Really good Cannon Card kind of stopping his Bandit as well as his Dark Prince here. Going to kind of tank for his minions for a second as well. We do have a pretty quick cycle with this deck, so we can always go with like a lot of Goblin drills throughout the match. Gonna play another drill right here. I don't really think he has any good counter to it in cycle right away. We go with a high tombstone here, kind of avoiding a potential earthquake. We spend it pretty early anyway, so it didn't really matter. And Musketeer will be able to take out the Dark Prince right there. We can go with the Cannon Card here in the opposite and kind of killing the guards, but also blocking up the lane from him really pushing into it for a little bit. He does mess up the NATO there on a Royal Ghost, so he can get so much damage on his tower. Yeah, that's really good for us right here. We have another Ghost here in the right lane as well, so he's still gonna have to play something against it. He'll play late guards right there. And a pretty big lead right here. Does have a pretty good, like, I don't know, pretty good counters against us. He has like Ram Rider for good offense. He has like the Earthquake for our Tombstone, like the Dark Prince for our Goblin drill, but we're playing really well right here, kind of outplaying with our cheap cards and stuff like that. He'll go with minions here. Gonna have to Fireball, I think, just to make sure his minions die really quickly here. And also Royal Ghost, kind of keeping our Cannon Cart alive there from his Bandit. And I'm gonna go with the Goblin drill right here. You can also log away his Dark Prince and Wizard right there. Don't really hit the Dark Prince. Kind of have to go with my log a little bit to the side right there. And get 1 very nice Ghost Splash on his tower. It's very good that we chose the Royal Ghost in this deck over like a Miner. I feel like Miner isn't really too good in triple draft. It doesn't really do almost any damage to your opponent's towers. So not really the best card to choose. I feel like Royal Ghost is going to get us so much value here compared to like how much value a Miner would have gotten. Also really good drill. They're going to kind of push his Bandit into our Cannon Cart right there. That's very good for us. I'm going to go with my Musketeer here. Might have to like potentially Fireball, but I think we can get away with not Fireballing right here. Just going to go with my Cannon Cart right there. He will NATO and everything, so pretty efficient defense by us here. I think Ghost should be able to counter his Bandit right there. Really nice for us. I'm going to have to spend bats here against his minions, and hopefully our drill can do something. Okay, he's going to kind of mess up that Ram Rider, kind of making it go towards the drill again, but it's actually going to kind of work out for him right there, surprisingly. He also NATO our Cannon Cart. I don't think it's going to work out too well for him, though. We do have the Musketeer back in hand. We can go with the high Tombstone right here, just to kind of distract everything for a few seconds. Gonna go right in with another drill right here. Should be able to get some damage, hopefully. He does Ram Rider, though. Not really sure if we can get any hits on his tower. Yeah, it's still gonna force out a lot of elixir, though, so that's pretty nice for me. I'm gonna go with the log right here. And also Fireball, just make sure his minions don't like somehow take our tower right there. I'm gonna go with another drill here. I think that's gonna be a good game here. Really well played by us. Yeah, that will be a good game. Alright, hopping in the next match here, I think I'm going to go with the Cannon. Really good to have any type of building in your deck. It's a pretty tough choice once again between Golem and Graveyard. I think I'm going to go with Graveyard, though, just a little bit more reliable in triple draft, as long as you have good spells to support it. I think I'm going to go with the Bandit here. It's pretty weird to have Mother Witch in your deck. It's pretty matchup dependent. Don't really want to pick it right here. Going to go with the Dark Prince, really good for tanking for our Graveyards. I think we have to pick Freeze here. Graveyard Freeze is like a really good combo. And I think Mega Minion kind of works better with Graveyard than the other cards there. I think I'm going to go with the Witch. It's like really good for having those skeletons to kind of distract whatever bridge spam units he might try to play against us. And yeah, arrows are really good with Graveyard, so that should be a very nice deck right here. Alright, so hopping right into it, I'm pretty happy with this deck. I feel like we have a really nice Graveyard Freeze deck with like pretty good defensive cards, so it should be looking pretty good here. I'm gonna play my Bandit in the back. Just want to play my cards in the back at first, not at the bridge or anything like that. Just want to see what counters he has at first. He does have a Bowler right here, which is pretty annoying for us, to be honest. I feel like Bowler's really good against any type of witch deck. Gonna have to go with a pretty interesting freeze here on his zappies, just make sure our Dark Prince can actually kind of finish them off here. And also kind of freeze the bowler for a few seconds. Should be a pretty good Mega Minion right here, kill his bowler. I'm not really sure what this guy's win condition is. I don't really see what cards he had the option of choosing. I think he got like Mega Knight or like a, maybe a few other things, couldn't really pay attention to well. Oh, really bad NATO there by him, he kind of missed our Mega Minion I guess. And I think Cannon should do a pretty good job at kind of blocking up the lane from his Furnace. I'm gonna select my Bandit in the back here, just kind of finish off his Furnace and stuff like that. See what other cards he has. So he does have a Valkyrie in his deck, which is not the best for us to be honest. I feel like it's gonna be pretty good at stopping our Bandits and like our Dark Princes, but it's not gonna be the end of the world. He does have Poison for our Witch though, definitely not really the best thing for us. It's also pretty good against Graveyards, so it's not really ideal, but he did waste his Poison right there, so I'm gonna go pretty aggressive here with our Graveyard, and our Dark Prince should do a pretty good job here too. He's not really playing anything. Okay, he's gonna play a pretty late bowler right there. I'm gonna go with a freeze on it though. I feel like it's really good to go with the Graveyard freeze push if you know you can kind of finish off their counter push really easily in the process. So that's a really good Graveyard. They're gonna get pretty much like 900 damage on his tower. Really good start. He'll go with another Furnace here. Pretty high Furnace though. I think I can just like snipe it with a Bandit. Yeah, really good Bandit right there. Should be able to take it out fully, I think. So yeah, now I'm just kind of gonna like wait and see what his win condition is. I'm not really too sure what it is. It could be like Mega Knight, could be like maybe a couple other things that he had the choice of choosing. I'm gonna play my Witch in the back here just to see what he's gonna play against it. So we'll go with the Mega Knight right there. I'm gonna pressure with the Mega Minion plus Graveyard here. Hopefully like force out some Elixir here so we can't really up like too big of a Mega Knight push. He has go with the Poison there, but I feel like the Graveyard always gets a little bit of damage each time, even when they try to poison it, so it should be still nice for us. And pretty good Witch here, kind of distracting his Mega Knight. Not really too worried on defense since we do have Bandit and the Dark Prince to kind of like tank for his Mega Knights. So should be pretty good here on the ground defense end. And I'm gonna play my Witch here, hopefully like bait out a Poison or something like that maybe. Not really too sure what it's gonna try to do against it. Should be able to stop his Valkyrie pretty well here. Can also go with arrows on his Zappies, make sure they don't really do too much damage on our tower. I'm gonna go with the Naked Graveyard right here. If he goes with like Batsman, we can just freeze it. He'll go with the Poison right there, but still should get a little bit of damage I think. We can get like 2 Skelly shots right there, so that's really good for us. Actually, we can get like 4 Skelly shots, that's really good. And he goes with the Bats here on offense. I'm going to freeze his entire push and allow our cards to kind of take out his Mega Knight there and also kill his Bats, so that's really good for us. I'm going to pressure with a Bandit as well, should force out a Valkyrie I think. We can just like arrow away his Zappies and kind of probably go with like a Witch here on his Valkyrie, but I'm not even sure if we need it though. Just going to go with another Graveyard here. I think our Cannon should be able to hopefully take out his Valkyrie. And yeah, our Graveyards are just like forcing out the Poison each time. If he doesn't try to poison, he tries to like stop it with like his other cards. We can just like freeze everything, and that should be really good for us either way. And he might have to respond to this Dark Prince still. Should take out his Furnace if he doesn't. Yeah, really good Dark Prince right there. Gonna kind of pressure in both lanes a little bit with our various cards. Make sure he can't really stack up one lane too heavily. I'm gonna go in the other lane here since he went with the Mega Knight in the back. Should have to hopefully get some damage. He might try to poison it, not really too sure. Yeah, pretty late poison by him. Still gonna get some damage though and kind of force out a lot of Elixir from him. That's always really good for us. Gonna have to freeze here on his Bats. Don't really allow them to like harass us too much, I guess you could say. Really good Dark Prince. They're gonna splash all of his Zappies in, which does get so much damage there in the right lane. Yeah, I'm gonna pressure in the left lane with the Bandit. Also gonna go with the Mega Minion Graveyard in the right lane. Hopefully get something going. Hopefully gonna get some skeleton shape damage. Also gonna go with the freeze just to kill his Bats kind of. Gonna allow us to get one nice Mega Minion hit on his tower. Pretty good for us. Gonna go with the Witch here in the left lane. Hopefully set up some type of push, but not really sure if we can cycle back to another Graveyard in time. So I'm gonna kind of chill out right here, but I'm gonna see what he's gonna play and kind of decide what we do here. So he's gonna poison on offense here. Don't want to pressure right away though, because then we have like a pretty firm damage lead right now, so no need to really be over aggressive or anything like that. He's kind of spamming us here. Hopefully we can defend against his Mega Knight. Not the best Tornado by him either. He's just getting a little bit desperate at this point. We can just freeze here on defense, and yeah, that should be a good game I think. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!